or associated group or body. Now here are your hosts, Brothers Darren Kellerman and Alex Powers.
Hey, there we go. Hey, it is not Alex Powers and Brother Darren Kellerman. It is just Brother Darren Kellerman. So, hey, brothers, thanks for joining us. As he always says, he is the nerd guy. I am not the tech guy. So, if you can share the stream out, whether it's live or whether you're watching it on a rewatch, I'd love for you to share that out whenever you do see it. But welcome back. This is episode 5 of Hey, Brother, a Kansas Freemasonry podcast dedicated to all things Kansas Freemasonry. Available on YouTube every week, doing it at 8:30 live on Wednesdays. And I've got some stuff for us. Normally, Alex leads the whole conversation, and I just kind of chime in with my stuff. But tonight, it's just going to be me. Alex is on vacation with his family. And as we always know here in Kansas, family comes first. And never forget that. Whatever we do, if you have something going with the family versus something at lodge, family trumps that. So he made the right decision there. And here I am to wreck the show. And everybody that's tuning in when this was live on Facebook couldn't find it because I couldn't figure out how to share it from the cool stuff Alex has set up to Facebook. So it's only going live on YouTube, and it was shared later to Facebook and to other platforms. But what you can do to help that is just share it out yourself. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. But let's get started right out of the gate. Normally we leave this towards the end, but I want to do it first because some of us listen to the podcast in our vehicles, and you want to know what's going on in Kansas Masonry, and it's kind of hard to skip to the end. So I'd like to try to cover that first. Let me see if I can share my screen here. I know there's a way to do it. Let's see here. Well, maybe I can't figure it out. There we go. Here we go. I've got the Kansas Freemasonry page pulled up here. And this is www.kansasmason.org. This is for the AF and AM brothers. And let's just look at news and events here. This is available to the public, news and events, Grand Lodge events calendar. We'll click right there. It takes us right in. And bam, here's what's going on this week in Kansas AF and AM Masonry. We are coming to you. This is April 29th. You can see earlier this week there's some stuff in Mound City. I'll cover that in a bit. Coming up this weekend for the appendant bodies, the Kansas Grand York Rite annual communication meeting is coming up. Don't forget district deputies. You got to submit. It says right here, submit your school of instruction request to the RITCOM. Deadline is Friday. This weekend, the Eastern Star, the Grand Master, will be attending their grand reception. Looking into the first week of May, and not a whole lot going on the calendar. So maybe that's for the Grand Lodge events. Nothing currently scheduled for the Grand Master to attend. So I'm guessing there'll be some knocking on doors for that. But let's jump into the members portal. Now, this is going to be for Kansas Freemasons only, AF and AM. And jumping in, there we go. Let's see here, getting the members portal. And I should have to log in here. And where did it go? I did log. It showed me logged in from earlier, and let's see here. Let me get back there, and I just had it here. The trestle board calendar right here under resources, and this is where there's schools of instruction, study clubs, and degree work coming up later this week. On Friday, May the 1st, there's going to be a study club at Hutchinson Reno Lodge 124 starting at 6:30. First week of May on Monday, May the 4th, 6 p.m. There's going to be the study club, B-Card Study Club and Candidate Proficiency at Albert Pike in Wichita. There'll be a study club at Lenexa at 6 o'clock. Also on Monday, there'll be a study club in Lewisburg and a study club at Wyandotte Lodge. Those Peace Lodge in Lewisburg and Wyandotte start at 6:30. On Tuesday, May the 5th, 10 a.m., study club at Belleville Lodge. If you want the night study club, that's at North Star Lodge in Wichita. And a week from today, another morning study club is at Wyandotte Lodge number 3. Those are your study clubs and other things on the trestle board. If you want to submit items to the trestle board, that's www.trestle@kansasmason.org. And I know there was some degree work this week. I did see that. Let me get back so you can see me. Let me figure out how to do all the fancy stuff here. There we go. Now I'm back. So if you want to, let's see here. What did I see on my Facebook? I saw, hey, where did it go here? Got all sorts of pictures pulled up to show you. Again, normally this is Alex. We miss Alex. There we go. In Iola, they had a degree work to get an entered apprentice in. So congratulations to Brother Mark and the Brothers of Iola for bringing in a new member. So, and always great to post those. If you want us to put it on the show, make sure you just send it to us through the page. You can put it in a comment or send it to us through the email. Some other stuff going on. Actually, I need to stop right here because this is important stuff. Important stuff. And I always forget this. And then once the show ends, it's like, oh, I forgot to mention that. So, Most Worshipful Grandmaster Johnny Eves, the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Kansas, posted coming up. Bam, here we go. Registration is approaching, the close of registration is approaching for the 151st annual Grand Session of the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Kansas. So that's going to be held in Lawrence, June the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 3rd is traditionally the Lodge of Sorrow, the necrology ceremony, beautiful ceremony, and then the Grand Session will be on that the 4th, and then installation and other festivities on the 5th. So if I mixed up the numbers, you know what I meant. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And tonight, as we broadcast this on April 29, 2026, the brothers of the Grand IT Department of the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge were having a registration drive up at Widow Sun Lodge in Kansas City, Kansas. And this is outstanding. And I know the Grand IT Department has been traveling around the state, helping brothers in various locations get registered, get all their stuff ready for the annual communication. And that is just amazing because so many brothers have some difficulties with technology still. And it always seems to be changing. And it is difficult sometimes to take paper forms and get them uploaded into something a little bit more tangible. So great work from the Grand IT Department in doing that. And tonight, they're up in Kansas City. They were at Widow Sun Lodge helping brothers do all sorts of stuff, including getting registered for the annual communication session. And I believe I don't have the slide for that, but that is closing, I want to say like March 14th, somewhere in mid-March. And we want to go to that, guys. It's a great time. You get to see brothers you haven't seen in a long time or not very often. Annual communication is always a lot of fun. Take care of the business, and the fellowship is just wonderful. So get registered for the annual communication coming up. It's in Lawrence this year. I'll be driving in. I think Alex got registered. I believe he's going to be going too. So I look forward to seeing everybody there for the annual communication of the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Kansas. All right. Now back to some other stuff I saw on Facebook. And this was, well, actually, what happened today? Right before I went live, this popped up. Where did it go? The Brothers of Emporia Lodge. Here we go. Bam, right there. There they go. And this is from today as we record, April 29th. The Master Danny Hendricks and Roger Brooks presented the Exemplary Student Teacher Awards at Walnut Elementary. And they noted the word for this month was perseverance. So congratulations to those award recipients and for Emporia Lodge for making that effort, getting out in the community to do those things. Also happening recently, Smithton Lodge. They went. Smithton Lodge is up at it's in Highland, and they had a little news. This isn't from the lodge putting it out. It's another organization that put it out, saying thanks to the lodge for honoring their student and teachers. So it's always great to be recognized by outside organizations. I know we don't strive for that. at all. But yeah, we love when that happens, and that's just great to see that. Um, from Fortitude Lodge down in Independence, we had this was a the district deputy came down and visited, and that's just really sharp. I mean, look how those brothers all look really sharp, and that lodge is really squared away in Independence. It's always nice to have a good turnout for the district deputy. So, um, what else do I got here to show you? I had something. Oh, last week in Edgerton, uh, the brothers from the Gardner Lodge, they made a donation to the food pantry, and there they are right there getting a pose with the check presentation. Um, coming up, oh, here's Fortitude Lodge. I already did Fortitude Lodge, didn't I? But I saw down in Organized. Alex loves this kind of stuff, and I know you do too. It's great to listen to. So I don't watch this. I just listen to the podcast. I know Spring Hill coming up. They've got their annual fish fry. I know also Peace Lodge in Lewisburg is doing that. But the fish fry in Spring Hill is this coming Sunday, May the 3rd, from 11 to 4 p.m. If you want more information, just go to their Facebook page, Spring Hill Masonic Lodge. But that is this Sunday, May the 3rd. Also coming up, I saw it. Where did it go? I saw that the brothers down in Wichita are planning another first responders night. Maybe I didn't get that slide uploaded, but I know they're planning that in midsummer. Also, the brothers of Acacia Lodge in Lawrence are planning a first responders event in August. So all those great things coming up from lodges across Kansas. If there's something that you want to get on either the calendar or on the show here, just send it to us. And speaking of submissions, the Kansas Mason magazine, it comes out twice a year. It's mailed out twice a year, and we try to do 2 digital editions. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's only 1, just depending on submissions. And that's where I'm asking you for your assistance, because we need submissions. If we want to see more magazines, whether it's digital or the physical copy in our mailbox, we need articles. And again, today, right before the show today, Wade Madden sent an article in for the Kansas Mason. And to do that, you send it to editor@kansasmason.org. It can be on any topic, whatever you want. If you've got a poem, a story, an article, something that applies to the statewide interest of Kansas Masons and Freemasonry. And most everything gets put in. And on the cutoff date for the next edition, which is a digital edition, I believe it is May the 15th, with a publication date of St. John's Day is what they're looking at. But I'm guessing it'll probably get out a little bit sooner than that, since it's a digital edition. The print edition will be coming out this fall, and we need articles in September, right in there. And we'll do more on that. But if you've been wanting to write something, or you know that guy in your lodge, or maybe he doesn't come to lodge, but he's got some stuff in his noggin that he wants to write down and get published, or you want to see it get published, get it to us, editor@kansasmason.org. I happen to know a guy that can help get that in there, and I love doing that. And this last magazine that we got in our mailbox, a brother, Earl Ginter, had a great poem, and there's a great little story in there that went with that. If you haven't seen that, grab that. It's also available online, but I'm sure I've got that stuff around here somewhere, but oh well. Go get it, read it. If you haven't read it yet, why haven't you? There's so many great articles by guys that we all know or now know. Got some book reviews coming up for that. Also, where did it go? I got this in the mail, I think last week. This was the special commission jewel from the joint raising between the Most Wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge and the Kansas Grand Lodge of Kansas AF and AM back in February. And that came in the mail. And it's a beautiful jewel. And I don't know if we've discussed this on the show before. And it says historic joint raising. And it is, because our Grand Lodges work together. But I'm really to the point where we can just leave off the historic, because this is what we do in Kansas. And it's just a joint raising. And if people want to consider it historic, that's fine. But as for us Kansas Masons, that's just how we do business here. But Again, this beautiful jewel, it's got the Grand Master's names on the back, and that is from the, and I thought they told me that there was a few extras. So if you'd like to get one of these, inquire the Grand Lodge, and bloom at kansasmason.org is the Kansas Grand Secretary's address, and just ask if they've got any extra. There is a small fee for the cost and for mailing on that, but that is the commemorative breast jewel, and you're able to wear that in most places that you go, should you so choose. Try to think what else I've got going on. Um, I don't have a whole lot, and I'm just kind of didn't even think to ask anybody to come on the show, but we'll have somebody on the show next week with Alex and I. A lot of good stuff coming up as we head in to the spring. The district deputies are making a lot of visits. I've seen some pictures here and there. I know degree work is going on. Make sure you get the degree work submitted to Trestle at kansasmason.org so you can get more attendees. Get those butts in the sideline seats. And if you're needing help with degree work, you can put that in there too to Trestle at kansasmason.org, or talk to your district or area deputy. And that just goes without saying. I mean, you love having degree work in your own lodge. And for a home lodge like mine, we struggle now. When I first started many years ago, we were able to do our own degree work, and we did courtesy work for other lodges. Well, now things have changed. Some of the more learned brothers are gone, and the younger guys just aren't up to speed yet. So we have to have other lodges come in and help us, or we can have courtesy work done and we can go to another lodge. Personally, I'm all in favor of having lodges come and help us so we can put the degree work on in the home lodge. That way there's that connection between the brother and his home lodge. And I think that is just so integral, especially for the first degree and the third degree. But that's always up to the lodge itself. But if you can, and if you need that assistance, just reach out. And you can reach out to me, Kellerman at kansasmason.org. I'm drawing a blank on the email for the show. Again, well prepared I am for the show. So thanks for tuning in. And again, at this point, I would say if you're still listening, and I know you are because you're listening right now, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell as well. That way you get notified anytime there's a new episode that drops. And those things do help us in the algorithm get more popular. There's no money involved in this. We just want to spread the word of Kansas Freemason, a little information you might not get otherwise in a timely fashion. That's all we're doing here. We got no, I don't know, we're just trying to spread the Kansas word. And don't forget, coming up this summer, we got Masonicon, Kansas, and then in the early fall, we got the Guild by the Kansas Grand Lodge, AF and AM. So 2 events. Also, I know several brothers, Kansas brothers, attended the Midwest Conference of Grand Lodges on Masonic Education this past week. Brother Matthew Graham, was the conference host and did a heck of a job. They had a bang-up line of speakers. We've had Matthew here in Kansas speak several times, and especially for the northern part of the state, you need to get Matthew in to speak to your lodge. If you want some powerful Masonic education, something that'll just expand your mind, he's one of those guys. Pay the freight, get him there. And when I say pay the freight, that means you pay their gas to get them there, give them a meal, and that's all most Masonic speakers want. You give them a meal, give them a couple bucks for gas, and they'll travel across the state or state lines in Matthew's case to get to you. If you're needing Masonic speakers, again, reach out to your district area deputies. Reach out to the Kansas Lodge of Research, KSLOR.org, and they can get people to you to bring Masonic education to your lodge. We also, on the AF&M side, have a Masonic Education Committee. They've got a lot of resources out there. Actually, let me see if I can pull it back up here. Do the magic on the Grand Lodge page. If you go into the members portal, there is, I'm going to get called out on it right here, aren't I? There is stuff for Masonic education in there. I'm not going to click into it right now because this is in the members area, but there is a ton of stuff there in that Masonic education portion. A couple years ago, they came out with a digital book of papers with some discussion points in it as well. So there is a ton of stuff in the online portal and from the Masonic Education Committee, and those guys love to be put to work. Again, if you need help with that, want some assistance doing some Masonic education, reach out to your district or area deputy. Reach out to me. You can reach out to Alex. Kansas Lodge of Research is a great resource as well. Those guys love to travel. So, and no, I get it. Masonic education is not for all lodges. And I'm one of those guys that love to preach about Masonic education, what I believe is the importance of doing it, because I want to educate our members, give them something, get those hooks in them to make them want to come back, right? That's what most people want to learn something in addition to the ritual work. And I believe Masonic education is that in whatever form it is. For some people, it's historical. Some people, it's theoretical stuff. It could be anything. It's got to have a tie-in to Freemasonry somehow. But for some lodges, Masonic education is a no-go, and that's okay too. You just need to have that something for your members to get them back. Because if they say the average attendance at a lodge is about 7 to 12%, no matter what the size of the lodge is. And that is scary. But there are a few lodges who buck that trend and have a very high percentage. Heck, Interquest Lodge up in Kansas City, Kansas, almost has 100% attendance just because it's intense. And if you've never attended Interquest Lodge, it is a traditional observance lodge, and it is well worth scheduling time off to go attend that lodge. It is an experience. We have several lodges around the state that are like that, but Interquest is the one that comes to mind for me. They always have a very nice festive board afterwards. But anyway, I'm getting off track, or maybe I wasn't on track to start with. But there's so much to discuss in Kansas Masonry. If there's something you want us to discuss here on the show, just drop us a line and say, hey, Alex, hey, Darren, or hey, brother, would you talk about this? I think we had a brother last week talk about, can you discuss some Masonic etiquette in lodge? And I think it was in reference when we were talking about pictures. The answer was, don't take pictures in open lodge. You just can't. That is against the rules, period. Does it happen? It has. And we've had to do some creative cropping and stuff because that's just not what we're supposed to do. It's a general rule for Freemason. If the sacred volume of law is open, or I'm sorry, the volume of sacred law is open, and there are lights in a triangular position illuminated, don't take any pictures. That's a pretty easy rule. Once that volume shuts, you should generally be good to go. So, and there's some people going, Darren, why don't you call it the Bible? Well, because not all lodges have that Bible out there. It's whatever the predominant book of faith is in your jurisdiction. So there we go. It's a discussion we don't need to get into, but we can. But that's going to be up to you. So, brothers, thank you for joining. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll always be notified. And until next time, this will be a great sign-off. Alex is going to have to edit this because I'm going to butcher it. And the trick will be is after I sign off, will I be able to get the camera shut off? That's always a real treat when I'm doing the show by myself. But thank you for watching. Thank you for finding us, for seeking us out. Make sure you tell your friends about us. And I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you next time on Hey Brother. So, hey brother, we'll see you next time. See, there we go. See, I don't know. So I'll just end it like that. And